This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place to tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Losers Lounge, we are back. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time. I'm flying solo tonight, it looks like, but we here for the Losers Lounge. Eastern Conference Finals. Last year, we didn't get to do a Losers Lounge in the Eastern Conference Finals. So we're going to be on point this year and knock these joints out. You know what I mean? Let's start off right off the bat. Why is Allen 30? Why is Lion 30? Just watch Kenny's post-game interview. He should be fired. Cavs in 6. I don't know if anybody's seen the interview, but that was a big talking point on some of the things he said. Number one, talk about how they asked him about James Harden and why they left him on the island against Brunson. And he said, Harden's been one of his best defenders all year, all playoffs. Was he watching the same game that we was watching? Because he was getting cooked. Open grill, sauteed, flamed. What was the other comment he said? The timeouts. They asked him about why they didn't call a timeout down the stretch of the game. They had 4 timeouts. You know, most of the fourth quarter. He used one, lost one at the 3-minute mark, and was down with 2 at the end of the regulation. He says he likes to hold on to his timeouts. I mean, I'm not a coach, but everybody knows you can only have 2 timeouts after the 3-minute mark in regulation. So you just let one go to waste. Yeah. Shout out to Edgate. He likes to hold his timeouts. Hold them until he loses them, I guess. Oh, crazy. And that was the sentiment of a lot of Cavs fans. Like, what is he talking about? What is he talking about in this post-game interview? I wish we had it available to play, but next time. All right, let's move on. Jerix XX. James Harden might be the worst MVP to ever play in the playoffs. I'm trying to think of who the MVPs were, but I can't think of anyone. He might be right. I mean, between him and Embiid, I guess. But Embiid, he has a long-lasting excuse because it's always about health with him. We seen Embiid 2 years ago give us hell with one leg. I think he's spot on. James Harden might be the worst MVP to ever play in the playoffs. Who says different? Anyone? Let me know. Is James Harden the worst MVP to ever play in the playoffs? I think he's spot on. Let's go. Next comment. Clever forever. What else, sir?
What's up?
Let me go back because I want to know what your thoughts are. Oh, my bad. You're gonna have to
I don't know what happened.
Let's see, remove it.
No, hold on. Get it back.
See, this is happens when Sim let me touch the controls.
Which one was it? Which one?
It's the bottom, the first one on the right and on the bottom, I think.
Right there.
Well, no, I wanted to go back to the previous one and ask your opinion. Is James Harden the worst MVP to ever play in the playoffs?
The worst MVP to ever play in the playoffs. I don't know.
I said it. I said it's between him and Harden. I mean, him and Embiid, but Embiid has the excuse of health always.
Yeah. Is he the worst MVP? He might be the worst MVP to ever play in the playoffs. He's right now you look at James Harden and you can say he's not good. Right? He's not good. He's almost terrible. It's almost terrible. It's not good.
And even if you use the age excuse, it's not like he's ever been a good defender ever, like in his peak. And if you look at his playoff history, he always seems to choke. Usually it's not in game 1. It's usually game 6 or 7 where he's nowhere to be found.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think about James Harden, right? Because he's obviously this, well, at least used to be this super offensive talent, right? Super offensive talent. But his style of offense was always demoralizing to the rest of his team. And it's a big reason why his teams could never really get past the conference finals, because his style of offense, like he said, he's the system. I am the system, right? And I think what he never understood about that is, okay, you were good at breaking down the defense. You were good at spraying the ball out, right? You were good at doing these things, but your style of play it never helped anyone else develop to become not the system, but to become a guy that can create for himself or create for the team. He had players that were already that, but his style of play never allowed the other players to develop and grow so that your team, so that you could have a complete basketball team.
I think the only player that I would say benefited from playing with James Harden would probably be Clint Capella. Other than Clint Capella, I think you're spot on. Like, who did he really make better? And this is even with him leading the league in assists at times. You know what I mean? But to your credit, him being the system, he took over the game. He dominated the game. He dominated the time of possession, you know what I mean, or the usage rate, if you will.
Right. And everyone is standing around watching him, instead of, watching him, waiting for him to penetrate so he can kick it out, and then things could happen. But, he stands at the top of the key or on the wing, dribbles the ball between his legs 20 times before he makes a move. I don't know if he's deciding what move to make. I don't get it. I don't understand what it is that he's actually trying to do when he does that. You know what I mean? But I think it's demoralizing to his team when he plays like that.
The last thing I'll say, and then we could read this comment that's up. Yeah. Think about this is why I think it's so important and so awesome how JB is responding to playing off ball, right? Because that's something James Harden never was asked to do, or if he was, it never came to fruition. And just imagine how much more dangerous he could be, right? If he even adopted that or accepted that philosophy. And then when we talk about Jalen Brunson, accepting it, or when they asked him about it before this series started, I told you the quote. They said most stars won't acquiesce to that, and asked him about, how did you come to being okay with it? And his response was, number one, I'm not a star, and I just want to win.
Right.
And I think that is the perfect response, and it shows true leadership, right?
Right.
And that just shows the big difference in what Harden has been throughout his career.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at a guy like Brunson, who elevated himself to star status, you know what I mean? But is still able to come off the ball and understand and recognize I'll get easier shots by coming off the ball.
Yeah.
I might even be more dangerous by coming off the ball. So shout out to JB for that. And I think when he said I'm not a star, I think what he was saying is if it's a star that is not willing to take that lesser role or make that adjustment, then I'm not a star.
Right.
Because I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win.
Right. Yeah. And so there's maybe a new definition of star. Maybe the Knicks are creating a new definition. Or maybe it's not the Knicks. Maybe it's been happening around the league, but maybe there's a new definition of star and what a star is willing to do. Because we've always known the star as the guy that, like you said, would not acquiesce, right? You had to go get guys that's going to do the dirty work because the stars ain't going to do the dirty work. You don't want your stars doing the dirty work, but maybe there's a new definition of star. And maybe we have a couple of them on this team.
Yeah. Cool. Shout out to Cat.
Cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. No doubt. I said, what's this next one?
Cleveland forever.
Cleveland
there
forever.
You go.
There you go. Cleveland forever.
Took me a while, but I got it.
Cleveland forever. Yeah. Cleveland forever. Okay. Yeah, I can stay in Cleveland forever. I haven't heard that many things about Cleveland to stay there forever, but it says the series will be tied. The series will be 1-1 Thursday night. Cavs outplayed the Knicks with tired legs. Trying to understand his train of thought with that.
Funny thing is it's almost a mirror image of the very first comment who said Kenny Atkinson should be fired for his post-game interview. Cavs in 6.
I mean, it's like, okay, you're saying they outplayed the Knicks on tired legs. If you had tired legs in the first game, you played it. What was Tuesday? You played a game on Sunday. You played a game on Tuesday. Now you're playing a game again on Thursday. Now you're going to play another game on Saturday. Do you think your legs are going to get fresher? You're not going to get 3, 4, 5 days in between. So your legs aren't going to get fresher, Cleveland forever. I don't understand what he's trying to say. I don't get it. Your legs ain't going to get fresher. And the Knicks probably had heavy legs the first 3 quarters as well. And the Knicks legs aren't really going to get heavier. They may get more alive.
Custom. Yep.
They may get more alive as the series goes on.
And the same could be said. The same could be said about rust, because we came out rusty. That's going to clean up itself as we play again, as we play more games. Right. So
it's going to clean itself up. Yeah. Come on, Cleveland forever. Think about it. I mean, the only thing I can say is that Cavs fans are doing the same thing that we did last year. Last year, when we lost to Indiana, we were all trying to convince ourselves that we weren't in trouble, right? We were all trying to say, nah, all right, that happened, but we're still going to do this. We're still going to do that. No matter how deep in trouble we got, we kept trying to convince ourselves that we weren't in trouble. And Cavs fans are doing the same thing. Kev, I hate to call my guy Kev out, because I love Kev Berg, but Kev said, and that's the problem with that comment. Kev, you got to admit, though, last year you was one of those people that was trying to convince yourself that the Knicks were okay. We were all doing it. I'm not saying no, but you would definitely won. Like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. We're gonna get him. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get him. You know, Cavs. You know how we all know how the Cavs feel right now. The Cavs fans feel right now. You know what I mean?
I'll go out on a limb though, Sim. I think I might have been the only person that said I don't know if the Knicks could recover after game one.
Might have.
And that's how I feel about the Cavs right now.
Yeah.
I think that was such a demoralizing loss. It's gonna be tough to recover from it.
Yeah. And nah, Kev, I wasn't saying that your comment was disagreeing with me. You know what I mean? I get that. I get that. Nah, man. I know, listen. Although if somehow the Cavs win, it erases everything that happened last night.
That's 100% true.
It erases everything that happened last night, and they end up doing exactly what they wanted to do, which is why we have to win. We have to win because all of that goes away. It means nothing, no more. It's no longer there. It's done. It's gone. It's history, and it means nothing. We have to win tomorrow in order for it to mean something.
And I'm sure they believe they gave the game away. They lost the game as opposed to giving the Knicks their credit.
Yeah.
They win the next one. It solidifies their thoughts. You know what I mean? It solidifies that, oh, we lost. We should be up 2-0. You know what I mean? So I agree. This is a must win. What has Mikal Bridges been saying all playoffs? Play desperate.
Play desperate.
That's what the Knicks got to continue to do.
Yeah, like, you know, if we got to come out and just like demolish them, demoralize them, take them out. You know what I'm saying? You know, blow them out the water so that they go home feeling like, yo, we be lucky if we get one at home.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, we gotta just, yeah, we gotta smack them. DJ Space Ghost said, agree. Huge game tomorrow. Mr. Space Ghost, I need you to hit me up.
Rochester.
Yes, sir. I need you to hit me up. All right. Because June 3rd, assuming that the Knicks get to June 3rd, which is the beginning of the NBA Finals, the first game of the NBA Finals, we're having a watch party, live podcast. So we need you to come out to the distillery in Henrietta on June 3rd. So I need you to hit me up. Okay? I need you to hit me up. ASAP, Mr. Space Ghost. You know, let me see. What was the first one you put up about James Harden? That was the first one?
The very first one was about the coach. Should be fired all the way at the bottom.
Yeah. You know what? Let's go back to that one for a second. Oh, I don't know why this is doing that. It's really weird why that's doing that. It shouldn't be. So go back here. I don't know why that's doing that. So that probably wasn't you.
Okay.
That probably was you. You know what I mean? That probably was me. And for some reason it's showing two of them up here. Let me see if I can remove this one. There we go. Maybe that's why. Maybe there was two of them going at the same time or something. I don't know. But anyway, he said, just watched Kenny's post-game interview. He should be fired. Cavs in 6. We do have that interview that we can listen to.
Oh, awesome.
I have a lot of questions about Kenny Atkinson. And, you know, a lot of Knicks fans.
I was one of them.
Wanted Kenny Atkinson. I wanted him too.
I was one of them.
I wanted him too. If the Knicks couldn't get Tibbs, I was like, get Kenny Atkinson. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta question some of the moves last night. Why would you keep James Harden in the game? You got that shooter that at least plays decent enough defense and would have given Jalen Brunson some trouble down the stretch.
And fearless on offense.
and fearless on offense.
It's not like, it's not like one of them one-sided players where, all right, you bringing him in for defense, and then you're not really expecting anything on offense. No, this guy is a true vet, and is very productive wherever he goes.
Right. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Why it doesn't make sense to me? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you take him out the game? That's the craziest thing. He's getting cooked, like cooked left and right. You guys seen the cover of the show. He's getting cooked left and right, and you leave him in the game. Try anybody. Just even if whoever you bring in isn't a good defender, it may just be throw him off a little bit, be something a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? That he has to think about. Maybe someone a little taller, a little quicker, whatever, a little, more physical. You just left him out there. That's crazy. And then the coolest, why didn't you use your timeouts? You had 4 timeouts. He said, "Oh, I like to save my timeouts.
I like to hold on to him.
I like to hold on to him." For what?
If you're going to lose it.
And you're going to lose them anyway. You're going to lose the timeouts anyway. But you save your timeouts for when a team goes on a run. That's what you save it for. Obviously, okay, you're up 22 points. They shave off a few points. You have to think in your mind, if I call a timeout now, okay, let me have 2 in my pocket in case we do get the crunch time, and I can use them. But let me stop this run so we don't get the crunch time. It doesn't make any sense. But I agree with Kev, though. Kenny's doing a great job.
That's what he said yesterday, too. He was like, nah, don't listen to them. You're doing great, Kenny. You're doing great. Don't change nothing.
It's crazy. And given that, we might as well go ahead and just listen in to Kenny Atkinson and break down what he was talking about. Here we go.
So, you have a resilient group.
Yeah.
That seemed like a tough one.
It's a tough one. I thought they hit some really tough shots in that fourth quarter. Those 2 threes, prayer threes, end of shot clock. I think we got a little unlucky, quite honestly. Brunson obviously took over at the end, and we started double teaming them and try to do some different things. But listen, I'm super proud of the way our group played. We played great basketball tonight for 3 quarters. Unfortunately, fourth quarter, they dominated us in the fourth quarter.
What do you think happened when you guys had the ball in the fourth?
When we had the ball, what are you saying, offensively? Yeah, if my only regret, and this, this can happen when you get a little fatigued. I think it just stopped moving. I mean, we were pinging the ball all over the place, great ball movement, and then it just got a little stagnant. And I told the guys, I said, we played great basketball the majority of the game. Just the ball stuck at the end there a little bit. Got to keep trusting the pass. And then, but I'd also say we got a ton of great looks that didn't go in. So, we'll look at it. I think decisions got to be better, especially when we get fatigued. Sometimes we tend to want to, put our heads down too much. Just got to find the open guy.
Donovan turned something there? He seemed to be.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Nothing from the training camp. From the training staff. So, haven't heard anything.
Did you feel like he had the ball enough in that down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously tried to, attack their weaker defenders. Obviously, yeah, he had the ball. I thought he had the ball a ton.
Anything else went wrong? Mark? Kenny, obviously, Brunson got hot at the end.
Yeah.
When you look ahead towards game 2, do you look at matchup or coverage to try to slow him down?
I mean, we held him in check most of the game, right? It was
Okay, you held him in check most of the game. None that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He turned it on, and they found the weak defender when it counted.
Sim, you know what my biggest pet peeve when it comes to listening to coaches post game?
What's that?
Lack of accountability. This is why I don't like Missoula so much,
Okay.
because he never takes onus of anything.
Yeah.
And to me, this interview is up there with the best slash the worst of Missoula's,
Yeah.
because all I hear is no accountability at all.
None. And when you take no accountability, you're basically saying it's all my players' fault, right? And the players don't want to hear that. They want to hear the leader take some accountability. Yeah, I could have pulled, and I should have pulled Harden. He wasn't playing well. You're gonna hear him defend Harden, right? Just because there's a way. Well, let's listen to him.
Basically, fourth quarter, he got loose, and we definitely tried to mix up some stuff, throw some stuff at him. We'll have to keep looking at it. Hit a lot of his tough floaters, and hit that tough contested three. I felt like they hit a lot of tough shots. The two Bridges threes, like kind of what are you going to do? Yeah.
Apologies if this was asked right.
That's all right.
But it seemed like they were kind of going after James late in the game, and over time, did you feel? I know you tried shading him a little bit.
Yeah, we adjusted. We adjusted to that. Started sending two at him, getting the ball out of his hands, full rotating. So we adjusted. James was good most of the game. Listen, we weren't great defensively in the fourth quarter. And like I said, the ball stuck a little bit too much. That was a key.
Did you ever feel like it got to the point where you had to put him on the bench just a little bit with defensive possessions to kind of mitigate that?
No, listen, he's been one of our best defenders in these playoffs. I trust him. Smart, great hands. Didn't think about that.
That's just bananas to me. I don't care what he's done. I don't care what he did the entire season. I don't care what he did 10 years ago. I don't care what he did for the first three quarters. He was getting burned. He was getting cooked those last 8 minutes. Everything else is irrelevant. It doesn't matter, because now he's getting cooked.
And think about it. So he's getting cooked. You decide, you think it's all right, he's still a good defender, he got good hands, he'll figure out a way. But you don't even call the timeout to stop the bleeding.
To stop the bleeding. Yeah.
You don't even call a timeout, and you're gonna stand on both things.
It's crazy. I don't understand. It's crazy. It doesn't make it.
And as much as I wanted him as a coach, I also thought it was about the direction of the team. So I thought we were going to be going younger. You know what I mean? Building the youth up. And I was basing it off of the job he did with a young Brooklyn team.
Yeah. Right.
With low expectations. Now, granted, he did a great job, coach of the year last year, right? So kudos to him.
Yeah.
But it's like night and day right now.
Right now, it's crazy, and people. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, if you can't look back, if you can't see, adjustments are hard to make. But you can see if one player is getting burned every time down the floor. You can see that. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. It's crazy. It's what are you watching out there? What are you seeing? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Man, if I'm James Harden, I might have been like, yo, coach, come get me.
I swear there was a point in the game where it looked like James Harden was pointing like to get him, take himself out.
And he might have been.
And I was watching highlights after the game, after the show last night. And I swear there was a point where he just got scored on and he went to the bench. And it could have been one of two things. Either he was saying, take me out, or he was gesturing, "Don't take me out." But
Oh,
obviously, Kenny wasn't taking him out. So to me, he had to been saying, "Yo, I'm getting cooked right now."
Or I mean, yo, after the third, listen, I would have. Okay, he cooked me once. All right, boom, he cooked me again. The third time, I'm like, Coach, I don't got it. I don't got it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got it. You know, yeah, it's crazy.
You mentioned the fatigue maybe setting in a little bit down the stretch. You called a timeout with 3:30 left, and I think the score was 94-89 at that point. And then you really let him play. You held on to the last two. Was there a thought maybe that you wanted?
Yeah, I like to hold my timeouts. I mean, I didn't want to get one timeout at the end of the game, 1 or 2 point game. I try to hold them.
Anything else, Monroe? Last one. Jamal.
Just Donovan, I think you said we could all that stuff, but didn't score in the fourth quarter. I feel like he didn't even take that many shots down the stretch there. Just kind of why do you think he got kind of lost in the shuffle there?
I mean, I don't know what his usage was. I thought he had the ball a lot in his hands. So I don't know, shots, making the right play. Listen, they were blitzing too, a lot of blitzes. So he had to get it out of his hands, blitzing James. So, and I was pleased with how those guys got the ball out of their hands. You got 2 on it, you got to throw it to the next guy.
Okay, still reference.
All right, thanks everybody.
That's funny.
He was better off saying, "I gotta watch the film."
Word.
I think that's when Mike Brown don't want to answer a question or is getting a little. Yeah, well, let me watch the film and see what see.
Word. Word. I gotta watch the film. Word. You know what I mean?
That's the get out of jail free card when it comes to answering questions.
Did you ever think about taking James? Well, let me watch the film so I can see exactly what happened. Then I can answer that question. If you don't want to throw him under the bus, you know what I'm saying? Crazy business, yo.
I highlighted 2 comments.
Who we got here? Kev. He doesn't need to take accountability. Don't change anything. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
And DJ Space Goats, he said he sent the email.
Yeah, and I got it too. I'm gonna email you back. I was just about to email you back. I got it. Ah, man. Yeah. Gotta watch film comes in clutch. Super clutch. You know what? I gotta watch. And you know what? No one can argue with that either.
Nope.
No one can really argue with it either. You know what I'm saying? You can't argue with it. Crazy business, man. Milano 12 said you can't lose a game up by 22 with 7 minutes left and claim you're the better team. New York has been destroying teams, and it took them 3.5 quarters to get their mojo back and did it to y'all as well. That's the truth. That's the truth. Took us a while to get there, you know what I'm saying? But we got there. Hopefully we stay there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because, looking back, I seen, a couple people say, I think Kev said game 2 is more important than the first one, in my opinion. Very true, because they win game 2, it erases everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that, that would be a terrible look by the Knicks.
But it's gotta be confident, a confidence builder, knowing the Knicks ain't play their best game at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? And let's keep it real. Brunson had to turn the burner on to, you know what I mean? To take control of the game. Like, that's not even how we've been playing during this stretch.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't needed to be that Captain Clutch. You know what I mean? So it's great to know that we got that in our back pocket. But let's clean things up and let's get back to where we was.
Yeah. Let me see. Who is this? Southpaw Buckeye. When you collapse like this as a head coach, you have to give answers. Shows you what kind of coach this effing fraud guy is.
And that sounds like that's based off the interview though.
The interview.
That sounds like that. You know what I mean? Like, because he didn't give answers. His answers was, "We did everything right. I wouldn't change a thing."
And that's the thing. If you and you know what? Maybe he just doesn't want to give away some secrets though.
That's fair.
Right? It's like, you know what? We did everything right. Right? We did everything we were supposed to do. They beat us. And maybe he just doesn't want to give away, anything. Who knows? You know what I mean? It could be. Could be. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how that happened. Again, things doing some weird stuff. Everything's going on. Jay Maximus said, looking like another good 7-game series, good matchups in both conferences. That's another Cleveland fan, trying to convince himself that they got a chance. I really don't think they can recover from that. I just don't think they can recover. You know what I mean? That was a heavy blow, and I don't think they get up off the mat. Unless, if they win Thursday, then they got up off. If they win tomorrow, then they got up off the mat. But I don't know. I think as soon as the Knicks either go on a run, or they take a lead and the Knicks come back, it's going to come climbing right back in.
And that's exactly where I was going. Like, if the Knicks step on their neck early, you know what I mean? We've seen it throughout, throughout these playoffs. The Knicks have made a couple teams shut it down quick in the middle of the game. We can't win. They realize it. You know what I mean? I think the Knicks could send that message again. And then, to your point, let them be up and we come back again. Same thing. Same thing. It's like, oh, here we go again.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's for us it's great. So hopefully nothing changes at all, because for us it's great. For Cleveland, I don't know. I never really believed in them, but then the way that they took out Detroit, then I was like, oh, okay, maybe I was wrong. You know what I mean? But last night kind of, brought back that same,
To me, it solidified it, because two things. Yeah, they did come back and beat Detroit, right? And went back and forth with Detroit.
Right.
But two things. Cleveland's not a great defensive team.
True.
That's one thing that I was saying the whole time. And Detroit's not a great offensive team.
Right.
So if y'all had to go back and forth and fight and claw to beat Detroit, who doesn't have the offensive weapons that we have in the least bit,
right?
And y'all not a defensive team, knowing the offensive caliber team we are, all we got to do is click, and we didn't click for most of the we didn't click for the majority of the game,
right?
Last game. If we click, I think we blow them out the water. I said it last night. I'm gonna say it again.
Right. And a lot of that clicking, well, one, you got to get used to the defense that they're playing. The Knicks will figure out their defense. They had to get their legs back, knock the rust off. You know what I'm saying? And all of that we hope ended in the fourth quarter when they made the run. And now they kind of figure some things out. They're going to knock the rust off. Their legs are going to get better. You know what I'm saying? The shots are going to be, they should shoot more efficient.
Yeah.
And I think they'll start picking the Cavs defense apart. The Cavs really aren't that a defensive team. They're playing better defense. Maybe they had to play better defense, but I still think the Knicks will pick their defense apart, end up picking their defense apart. And you know what? If the series goes longer, the Knicks will have the fresher legs anyway.
Yep.
I'll get to one more. Browns, Cavs, SI. whatever. Said, I truly believe we are the better team. Kenny showed it for 3 quarters, then got comfortable. Kenny showed it for 3 quarters, and then Kenny got comfortable. It's their first Eastern Conference Finals for all of them, and they'll get it together. It is their first Eastern Conference Finals, as a team, but and maybe for Kenny, that's the problem. Right? Maybe it's his first time being there and the lights are bright. You know what I mean? Maybe the lights are bright for him. I don't know. Oh well, hey. Cavs fans, keep supporting your squad. Keep supporting your squad. Keep loving your team and all of that. I think they all know the truth though. But I agree with Kev. I agree with everyone. Tomorrow's game is even more important because we can erase everything that happened can be erased just like that. Gone. And all of a sudden they got home court advantage. Tomorrow's game is a must win. Like game 2 for us, no matter what, is going to be a must win, right? If we win the game, it's a must win because they can tie the series and you win the first one, doesn't mean anything. If you lose the game, then you got to win game 2, right? For the Cavs, it's not really because, they were supposed to win at home. Now we got to go home and win, right? And that's what they'll say. If the Knicks win tomorrow night, the Cavs will say, well, they protected home court. Now we got to go home and protect home court. You know what I'm saying? That's how they'll justify it. So yeah, it's a must win for the Knicks. It's a must win. If you lose this game, then they accomplished what they set out to accomplish. That's take 1 in New York. You gotta win game 2. It is essential. You know what I'm saying? It's essential. You gotta win game 2 tomorrow night. And you just can't do it. You said you don't think it's a must. I think it's a must win because after what you did in game 1, the way that you came back from down 22 with 8 minutes left, if you don't win game 2, then you just threw all that away. All of this talk about them being demoralized and they can't rebound, they can't come back. All of that means nothing now.
Mm-hmm.
All
and
of that
if we lose, it damn sure can't be a blowout because that gives them all the confidence. You know what I mean? If they win a tough one, buzzer beater, whatever, another overtime game, I don't think it's as detrimental as if they beat us bad and they, they was up 20 points. If they maintain a 20-point lead and something crazy like that happens, now not only it doesn't erase the loss for them, you know what I mean, but it solidifies the position they were in with 8 minutes left.
Yeah. Right.
So
exactly. You know what I'm saying? We have to win game 2. That's it. We got to win it. You know what I mean? We got to win it. So yeah. What happened to Cornerstone?
He was popping. I think his internet was dropping. He was popping in and out.
Oh, okay. All right. I get it. We missed the Cornerstone. Thought you was, but I'm glad I was able to jump in with you.
For sure.
I'm not going to be able to do a game preview tomorrow because I got to drive. I got to go pick up my grandson. So I don't think I'll be, unless I do one from the road.
What time you on the road?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to get on the road about 4:00 so I can get back home by 8.
Well, I'll be home. So worst case scenario, if you need to stop through, you know what I mean?
Okay, no doubt.
You're more than welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to. I'm mad excited. I just want to, put it out there one more time for anybody in the chat who's from the Rochester area, from Syracuse, Buffalo, anywhere close to Rochester. June 3rd, assuming that the Knicks get to the NBA Finals, June 3rd, and probably a few more times throughout. I know Fred Wong said he's going to be in Rochester, so he's trying to come through to one of the watch parties. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you come out and join us June 3rd at the distillery in Henrietta. It's going to be dope. And even if you feel like traveling, you know, all the information is going to be out soon. I'm not trying to jump too far ahead. I'm just kind of teasing it right now. Now, the Knicks win tomorrow night, then, you know, we might just go ahead and jump out the window.
Throw the flyers up.
You know what I'm saying? Jump out the window. But, yeah, you know, if you're in the area, come join us, you know. But I'm going to get out of here so I can get to work early, so I can leave early, so I can make it back home for the game.
No doubt. I'm on tomorrow at 1:00. Granted, my guest comes through. It'll be 1:00.
He's coming not, through. He told me. I spoke to him earlier.
All right.
1:00.
All right. 1:00 tomorrow. So check me out.
Yeah. All right, folks. We appreciate you. As always, be easy. Spread love. It's the NBK way. We out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench.